Hope you guys are doing great. Today I've put a video together in which we are going to discuss some positive and negative indicators during an interview. So this video is going to be about competency-based interview questions. And I believe that in any of these Big Four accounting firms, you would be faced with competency-based questions. So that was the reason to put this video together, and you'll find this video really helpful. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and do hit the bell icon as well, so that whenever I post a new video, you'll be informed by that. If you have any questions, obviously leave it in the comments section below. Just before we start, I'm getting a lot of messages from lots of people there asking me to prepare videos for, say, KPMG tests or other tests. I will do if I get the time. But if I ever get a chance, I will definitely do that. This video is mainly focused towards competency-based questions. Now, competency-based questions, they show the candidate's traits. So the traits could be a positive or it could be a negative as well. And we call these indicators. And I have a list of questions, and these questions will be in the description as well. So you can copy them and you can start practicing on them. So I'm just going to briefly go through a lot of information. So let's get started. Positive indicators would be to demonstrate a positive approach towards a problem, consider the wider need of the situation, recognize own limitations, willing to seek help if necessary, and using effective strategies. And negative indicators would be like if you are asked a question and you feel that it's a problem, or your attempts are unsuccessful and you land up in a situation where you become frustrated. If you develop an inappropriate strategy and you feel the pressure of it, so that is again a negative indicator. As I always say, preparation is the key, and preparation is the key if you want to be able to answer all the questions thrown at you without having to even think. So because you would be put in a spot or in a situation where you have the HR people and you've got maybe one of the senior person and they're asking you questions. So you have to be very well prepared for it. Make sure that you understand skills and competencies which will be tested. It depends if you are applying for an audit role or if you're applying for a tax role or an IT consultant role, and then you have to taper or you have to custom your abilities and your skills and competencies according to the role. It sounds obvious, but some people's specifications can be a little bit vague, and you'll need to be thinking in the order that you can ensure that examples that you'll be using to hit the spot. So an example, your specification might say that you've got good communication skills and dealing with third parties, for example, in a customer services role, but it all depends on your understanding and your assertiveness, and that's how you have to portray yourself. Identify examples from your past experiences where you can demonstrate that you possess the skills and abilities for that role. Always learn to apply the STAR method, which is situation, task, action, and result. Just memorize that. So coming into the questions, I'll give you some example questions, and you can think about answers and you can start preparing it. There is not really a wrong or a right answer, but your answers should be more towards positivity. For example, so you might get a question that, give me an example when you were not able to cope with a situation. You have to follow those positive traits or the positive indicators which I just explained in the beginning. So all of these questions will be laid around those positive indicators. So just to avoid any sort of negative impression, then you might be asked a question with, how competitive would you say you are? And you can give an example about your competitive nature, again, being positive. You might be asked a question, what was the lowest point in your career? And describe what happened and how you overcame that challenge. It's usually a task, so you can relate to a task, or you can relate to maybe some objective in that task or in your day-to-day job. You might be asked a question, describe a situation where you handled an angry customer. So again, the positive trait has to come in action and give any positive examples so that the person who's asking you the question, the listener, can understand that this person is working towards a positive direction. There's another question. Tell me about a time that you had a confusing interaction and how did you clarify? Tell me about a time if you had to adjust with a new manager. Tell me about a time when you had to adjust with a new member of the team. So again, these are personality questions which can put you in an awkward position. So just try to be positive whenever you're answering these questions. So there's another question in which you might be asked that give us an example in which there was a problem and how you dealt with it inside the company or outside the company. So it all depends how you are going to answer this question. You have to show what decisions you made in answering and what improvement did you make to uh, rectify the situation. Another very interesting question is what training do you require, or what sort of behavioral change do you require to succeed in a role? And these might be very challenging or daunting questions. But again, the question might be confusing, but they all circulate around your positivities. So just remember to be positive in these questions, and it'll be very, very simple. These were just basic questions which I've just told you guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to list all these questions in the description, so it'll make it easy for you guys to copy, and then you can run through it. I couldn't go through each and every question in this video. This was just a quick informative video for you guys regarding competency-based questions. So I hope it was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye for now, guys.